Alrighty guys, we're going to go through all my settings on Fortnite today. We're going to go through all of my normal in-game settings, all of that, and also my controls. I'll explain them as best as I can. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Usually this is on full screen. I don't know why it's not. Play on 1920 by 1080, so play on native res, play on 240 FPS. I only have a 240 Hz monitor, so it just makes sense to play on 240 FPS, especially because my PC can keep up with it. I wouldn't want to go any more. I could go less if I really had to, but obviously 240 is what I prefer to play on, as it is really, really smooth. Play on brightness on 100, interface contrast, I don't really mess with that. Colorblind, I don't mess with it, but I used to play on Trenope and Detronope, I believe they're called. I don't really mess with that at the moment though, I kind of just play with it off. My quality presets have it on custom, obviously. I have my view distance on medium, because I don't really play with snipers. And your game runs better the lower it is. I can see still very far when I'm playing on medium, so I don't really see the point of having it on far or epic, as like I said, I'm not really using snipers, so my game is running better with it on medium, and it's not really changing anything for me, so I just keep it on medium. It works for me. Shadows off, anti-analyzing off, textures low, effects low, and post-processing low. So everything is just on low to make my game run as best as I can. Obviously I could turn everything up to epic if I really wanted to. It would just make my game not run very well, especially in the end game when you're losing a lot of frames. Instead of getting 240 FPS, I might be getting, you know, maybe 60 in an end game or something like that. So most other players usually running them on low because you don't really need them to be on high. But obviously your game does look kind of pretty with them on high, but you don't really need that. Vsync low, motion blur low, show FPS, I like it on just to see what my FPS is at in certain situations, or if my game's feeling kind of laggy, I'm like, what's going on? DirectX version, mine's on DirectX 11. I don't really mess with this. Apparently it makes your game run better if you have certain parts of your PC or whatnot. I personally don't mess with it. I don't touch this setting. That's just, I don't know. I don't really know what it does, so I'm not really about touching it. And most other players I look at who do these settings videos don't mess with it either. Allow multi-threading rendering on. Use GPU crash debugging off. As you guys know, I play on Oceania. I just have it on as my auto, but I play on Oceania on that 60 ping. Language obviously on English. Toggle sprint off. Sprint by default on. Sprint cancels reloading off. Auto open doors, yes. It just makes it a little bit easier. If you accidentally edit a door instead of like a corner piece, you can just walk straight through. So I kind of prefer that. Hold a swap off. Toggle targeting off. Mark danger when targeting on. Auto pick up guns off. Auto sort consumables to the right. This is really, really handy at the start of a game instead of having to sort out your consumables, because as a controller player, if you press your swap weapon button, which I usually press R1 obviously, or on an Xbox, you know, the top right bumper, it goes to whatever's in your first slot, and I'm not really about trying to have to press it twice to swap over some shields or white heals if I'm in a gunfight at the very start of the game. So all my consumables go all the way to the right, which is really, really handy. Turbo reset building choice off. Turbo building on, obviously. Confirm edit on release, yes sir. That is like a dominance setting. I love that setting. That really, really helped me when this came out. I was just starting to learn how to edit and everything. I was still a very basic player at the time when this came out, so this setting is a must for me. Some people don't use it, but I personally love it. Contextual tips, show helpful tips for new players. I don't know why this is on. I'm gonna turn that off. That's yeah, I don't know why that's on. Invert view, no. Invert airborne controls. I don't know what. I don't know why that was on. I'm gonna turn that off. That's whack. I like there's been no aircrafts in the game, so I don't even know why that's on. Turbo delete in creative mode, yes. NVIDIA highlights on, yes. Obviously that's how I get all my clips. Peripheral lighting on. Tap to search off. I usually hold. Record replays, yes, that is a must. If you're getting stream sniped and stuff, you can have a look at who's stream sniping you. You can just like VOD review your gameplay, have a look at where you went wrong or where your enemy was. It's really, really handy. HUD scale at 75%. Show spectator count, reticle, all this stuff is on basically, except for creative runtime. I'm getting invites, dude. Can you please not? Runtime performance stats off. These are my mouse, my keyboard and mouse settings. I don't really mess with keyboard and mouse, but this is what I use if you guys are actually interested in looking at that. Alright, my controller sense settings. This is what people want to see. Here is the source, dude. Controller auto run on. Build immediately, build a pro. Yes, sir. Hold time. This doesn't really matter because I have a button that is set to just edit as soon as I press it. So this setting doesn't actually matter because we'll get into our keybinds after. Vibration off, obviously. That is a standard move, man. You want a vibration off always. I'll play on the advanced settings. So I use a 2.2 build mode multiplier. Edit mode is on 2.3. Look, horizontal speed is 42, sorry, and so is my vertical 42. I just that is my new sense, man. I've been running this for a couple of days and it feels really good. Been feeling really good playing the game. So this is what I'm going with, man. Instant boost when building. No, none of these are on. They're all on 0. ADS speed, I'm on 10 at the moment. I could go down a little bit, but 10 is feeling pretty good to me, so I'm gonna keep it how it is. Look dampening time. That's just on 0.20. I actually have no idea what this sensitivity is for this time. I don't mess with this setting. This setting has just been like this. Like, I've never changed it, so whatever. Linear. Obviously, I play on linear, not exponential. Linear is the way for me. I find it very smooth just for building. Game feels way smoother and kind of like waterier. Like buttery. That's probably a better descriptive word for it. Exponential kind of felt grippy to me. I didn't really like it too much. It didn't feel very good to use. Linear was definitely the best move I made. So before you smash it, I would recommend to give it a try. Exponential or linear, like they're both good in their own way. Exponential is better for beaming from long distances. Linear is kind of better for close range and for building. But they're both really good. And you can learn how to aim at long distance with linear. It is that tad harder, but I would recommend just giving them both a try and seeing what works for you. Amc Strength, obviously on 100. Why would I have it on less when I could just have it on 100 when I may as well take that benefit of using a controller? My move stick is on a 10 dead zone and my look is on a 7. I play on a really low dead zone. I recently changed this. It was on like a 10 or a 9 or a 10 before. I changed it. I turned my sense down and turned my dead zone down, and it feels really good. I'm actually loving it. It's really good. Enable for controller on off, and obviously on 1.1. Don't use that at all. Audio. For some reason, it always turns off my audio as my standalone mic. I don't know why, but whatever, dude. Music's on 10%, sounds on 70, 80, 70, 70. Sound quality on high, 3D headphones off, background audio off. Subtitles, I haven't played with that really. Visuals, sound effects, I play with that off. I don't really like more on my screen than what needs to be. That would kind of distract the hell out of me, so I don't have that on there. I got a good headset anyway, so I can usually hear where stuff is. Voice chat on, open mic method. That's just depends situational if I want to have it on push to talk or not. I use my standalone mic. Default output. Party on. Licensed audio. Has mine on mute. Obviously, streaming on YouTube. Copyright is very apparent with like anything, dude. Like emotes can get me copyrighted. Even songs in cars nowadays. You know how to play like popular songs sometimes in cars. I need to have it all on mute, man, because I just don't want to get demonetized, because that kind of sucks. These are my keyboard ones. I don't really mess with that. Alrighty, guys. Now on to my controller binds. This is highly requested, so pretty excited to finally get to reveal this and kind of talk to you guys about what my controls are. As most of you guys know, I play on 4 paddles. Play on the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. So I play on the Xbox config. You can play on the PlayStation or generic config. Doesn't matter what controller you use, you can choose which config you want to use. Xbox I find to be smoother. Even when I had like a PlayStation controller, I still played on the Xbox config. It wasn't a PlayStation controller, it was a Nacon Revolution Series 3, I believe. But yeah, Xbox was just way smoother. PlayStation felt a little bit grippier. I haven't played the generic, but everyone recommends the Xbox, so I would recommend if you have a PC, I would recommend to give it a try. It won't hurt, you know, may as well try it out. I have tried the PlayStation, I didn't really like it that much, so give it all a whirl. It's really just preference. Okay, so onto my binds. They're all mostly normal, but I'm going to explain what I use my paddles for, because I play with all 4 paddles. So I bind Y to my top left paddle, X goes to my bottom right paddle, switch mode goes to my bottom left, and edit goes to my top right. Basically, my fingers never ever come off the analogs. They're always on the analogs, and my fingers are always going crazy at the back of my controller. Basically doing everything that you would usually have to take your fingers off for. They are doing all the work. That is why people always are, people are always saying, as if you use A to edit. I don't actually press A to edit. I press my top right paddle. Same with build, same with reload and toggle pickaxe. Like, all of it is on the back of my controller. I manage it really, really well. It helps a lot. So, yeah, definitely would recommend giving it a try if you guys want to play 4 paddles. I vibe with my buttons. I like them. I use L3 to jump as well. People find this crazy. People usually use this to toggle pickaxe or to edit. I use it to jump. Like, literally, you could swap any of these around. It doesn't matter. It's just like, as long as your fingers aren't coming off the analogs, that is what you were going for with playing with 4 paddles. Is you're just trying to limit how much you were taking your fingers off the analogs, which I never do. So, I would say mission accomplished with that. All of these are basically the same. They are pretty much just standard binds. I already explained these, so I don't really need to go through these again. I have unbound rotate ramps as well, guys. That is one thing I should say. I don't have rotate ramps bound. It's not bound to anything, so yeah, I don't know. It used to screw me up a lot, so I just took it off. My edit controls, I just use right trigger to select. I use left trigger to reset, and I confirm with R3. I like it. I like these binds. Works really well for me. And my dead zone, obviously, you guys have already seen these. Over here we have I don't know if you guys really need to look through this page, but we'll go through it anyway. Player surveys, I have that on. Mature language filter on. Auto decline, friend request on, because I just get spammed usually. Hide your linked accounts names off. Show text. Notify friends I'm playing, yes. Show social notifications. Can receive gifts, of course. Of course. Big yes to that. Show career leaderboard, yes. Anonymous mode on. Hide other players' names off. Hidden matchmaking delay if I'm getting stream snipe. That is going all over the place. And yeah, that goes through all my settings, guys. If you guys want to have a look through any of the settings and change or alter your settings to mine, feel free to just, go back through and pause the video and change what you want. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to get into some clips. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. And yeah, peace. Oh my god!
Heal. Crash, crash, crash.
No, I'm good.
God. I was like, what the fuck is this doing? I'm already marked, Let's go! Let's go! You can crash if you need to, right here, it breaks every build. No! No! Above, build, go! Yes! Oh my god, Caleb. I'm falling. Right there. Build up, yeah, box. There's a kid in your cone above you, right there's a kid above you. So much better, Caleb. You've got 400 bricks. Chill a bit. That's right, running around. I'll mark. Right there, my blue marker. Watch out for zone, you're 30 HP, 20 HP. Oh, you're so good, Caleb. You're legit so much better than these kids. Yeah, break that. You need to go. Are you higher? That kid's AFK, what's he doing? Nice, Caleb. Better.
Drop it all the way down.
You're playing this really good, Caleb.
Let's go.
Finish straight away, finish. No! Let's go! Caleb's gonna go! Break the wood wall!
Let's go!
No!
I'm
the fucking best! Get the fuck off me, bro!
You played that so
I'm
good.
the fucking best in this game, bro! Oh my god!